Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our JCI RISE Virtual Summit 2023. My name is Manuela. I'm the 2023 chairperson of the SDG committee, and I have the honor to be the host for this session today. Yeah, what does RISE stand for? RISE is an acronym for Rebuild, Involve, Sustain, Evolve, and that's the name RISE of the initiative that we, JCI, created in 2020 to focus on the main challenges that arise under the COVID-19 times. That means we have a focus on one topic, sustaining and rebuilding economies, to motivate our workforce, that's number 2, and number 3, to preserve the mental health of us, but everyone around us, from the young to the old ones. And with these three pillars, we focus also on 7 sustainable development goals. Yeah, we are online today, so that means we are from all over the world. I am based in Germany today, and I'm curious where you, the audience, are based on. As you can see, we are also here in the group. When the online meeting, we are several people from Hong Kong, from Tunisia, from Bangladesh, from America, from Romania. So we're all well presented all over the world. And so if you want to let us know from where you are listening to our session today, then just write down a welcome comment, a hello in the YouTube chat. We're looking forward to see you too. Yes, and what are we talking about in our session with the focus today on sustaining and rebuilding economies? We focus on 3 SDGs. With this pillar, it's the SDG number 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. It is the SDG number 11, the sustainable cities and communities. And it's the SDG number 12, responsible consumption and production. And as you can see in our group today, we have also 2 great projects that we like to, or that the members of JCI that do these great projects like to share with you as great examples of what other organizations or other JCI organizations can do, but also to see what JCI or how JCI is creating impact on working on the pillars and SDGs. So let me start with our first speaker. It is Mr. Shafayat Karim from JCI Bangladesh. He is a dedicated JCI member and local director of JCI Dhaka Imperial for 2023. He is deeply committed to community development and creating leadership opportunities for young people. With a strong academic background in business and a profession reflecting his passion, he embarked on a rewarding journey in JCI. In this pivotal role, Shafayat is wholeheartedly dedicated to fostering entrepreneurial, social, and individual growth, closely aligned with JCI's mission and vision. His standout achievement, the project that we will hear of now, the project named Grow with Shrooms, is a JCI RISE project that significantly impacted the COVID-affected villagers in remote regions of Bangladesh by promoting community well-being and entrepreneurship development, showcasing his dedication to creating positive change and sustainable impact. We're happy to have you here. And now the stage is yours, Shafayat, to tell us more about the project Grow with Shrooms.
Thank you so much, Manuela. And I would like to thank everyone on behalf of JCI Bangladesh. Have our regards And it's an honor to be a part of, well, the RISE, one of the finest RISE projects. And we try to do our very best. And so without further ado, let's get to the main slides, all right? So, and now I'll be presenting the slides for all of you. So, yeah. All right. So, is it visible for everyone? All right. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is my project, Project Road Shrooms. The objective of the project was to enable marginalized citizens, mostly COVID-affected farmers, and to empower them with relevant mushroom creating skills, and so that they can reduce their financial challenges, and the society might have a positive and sustainable economic impact. And to do these things, we try to break it down into 4 small phases. The first phases was that we wanted to give them a basic training on mushroom business, and that how does it work, what is the monetary output, and then came the part where we gave them another training that is called financial literacy training, as majority of these young individuals, they're not educated with business terms and business accounting and finances. At the third, we help them gathering resources and how to grow the products, where to sell the products, and the entire farming technique, all these scientific stuff. And lastly, we try to measure their actual growth in terms of mushroom farming. So moving on to the next slide, where we are showing that how we specified the targeted audience for our project. That initially we aimed for the places where the rate of unemployment of young people, mostly whose age bracket stays between 18 years to 40 years, and who are lacking developed infrastructure and who require logistics and supervision support. Then we focused on the young individuals who are living in the remote areas in Bangladesh and who had a dreadful financial impact during COVID-19. So yeah, as I discussed before, so these were the 4 circles where we continuously brought on different people and we talked to them regarding their problems, and we give them manuals, we give them training and a lot of other things. And if we talk about the impact now, it's my honor to say that now 25 families have their own mushroom farm due to our project, and organic protein won't be a luxury anymore for them. Now they can have it all by, they can have these potent mushroom filled with protein for them. And another fantastic part of this project was that decent work and economic growth was sustained, because it requires only 4 hours to monitor and supervise the entire facility, and it doesn't incur any additional labor cost, which is exactly why they were able to produce more. At the same time, it didn't have any impact on their daily lives, because they are mostly farmers and rural farmers, and they are like working from dawn to dusk. But it was easier for them to nurture these farms. And then SDG goal 12, that is responsible consumption and production. We have successfully implemented the idea of circular economy, where agricultural waste are being turned into mycelium food. That is the raw version of mushrooms that we see nowadays. And then from that mushrooms, once the mushrooms are plucked from the bags, the remaining, it goes as a soil fertilizer. So the entire idea of circular economy was being implemented. Now, in a nutshell, if I just provide a few one-liners as well, that in just 120 days, we have provided 76 plus people, to be very specific, marginalized young individuals who had received our trainings. We have talked and discussed this project with different 5 NGOs who are now providing micro loan to these farmers. And as I said earlier, 25 families are now having their own mushrooms, and they are selling them into the local grocery shops. And around 10, the last time I checked, it was more than 10. So well, let's say at least 10 sheer grocery stores in the rural area and suburbs area. Now they are selling these mushrooms. And lastly, multiple e-commerce platforms, they have agreed to align with our cause, and successfully now they are selling these products into the local areas. So a few key learnings, and with this, I would like to wrap up my my pitch deck. So as you can see, I am standing there, well, with a very well, enthusiastic mindset, and I am really happy that I could channel our positive energy to these people who were heavily affected due to pandemic. All right, so there, as you know, there are like 87,223 villages in Bangladesh, but more than 10,000 villages, they are not well constructed in terms of the well establishment of lifestyle, or they don't have the adequate facilities for the very basic needs. And this is one of the findings, that if there are 16.5 million farmer families in Bangladesh, but only 250,000 farmers are associated with mushroom production. Now, the reason I put this is because while doing this project, we realized that this mushroom, it is so easy to grow in the climate of Bangladesh, but it has higher value in terms of ROI, that is return on investment. So if any value chain can be created for them, where they can produce this in bulks and more people can produce this, and they might have an export-based solution, then we believe that their financial independence will be secured for once and all. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much from the COC of Grow with Shrooms. So, thank you for your time. So, if you have any questions, please, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Shafayat Karim. This sounds really like a very, very interesting project.
Thank you.
And it's also great to see how well you are connected with the local farmers. So with the local community, to see their needs, and it also affects, of course, us if the farmers don't produce food or cannot provide the food to the inhabitants around, then there will also be a lot of hunger issue. So thank you for this really great project. And you also mentioned, yes, if there are any questions or comments to your project, so please just add comments in the YouTube chat. We're more than happy to look at them, or you especially. I cannot answer your questions, but dear audience, don't hesitate to write your questions and comments into the chat. I do have another question, because when you mentioned already that you are focusing on 3 SDGs for this project. Maybe just a bit more information about why you think these are so important, these SDGs to work on.
All right. So in response to your beautiful question, I would like to say that first thing first, we need to understand the way the world is moving. Our arable lands, they're decreasing. So we need to look for some alternative food sources to secure our protein sources. And it's completely organic and vegetable based. So it helps the local community, the marginal community who are being affected with the highest impact of inflation. So we thought initially to prevent zero hunger, we need to focus on this sector. And another thing that I already mentioned about the circular economy concept, where we focus more on giving back to the nature rather than retrieving for it. So, well, mushroom is a how do I say it? It's a vegetative fruit that requires very limited amount of resources, and it can thrive on the agricultural waste that are being generated in paddy fields, in coffee shops. So we collected them and we made it a circular economy product. So we thought that this is something everyone should be looking at, that we need to conserve our resources if we want to see a better tomorrow for us and our children and the next generations. So yeah, that's, I believe, being a member of JCI, I believe in these values, that I need to do something better for my next generation. I need to create some better values for my community. And so that is why I, sort of pick these things. So pick specifically these SDGs. So Manuela, are you satisfied with the answer?
Yeah, actually, it's a great example of.
Thank you so much.
Because sometimes there are also discussions of SDGs that's just charity related, and with your project and your explanations, you show no, it's a combination of everything, of how we see the future, how we can work together with nature, how we can respect nature, but also how can we make a business of it so that everyone is benefiting of it. So decent life and also the resourceful consumption and respect of the nature. So it's, thank you very much. And so
You're
just
welcome.
one last question. So when
Sure.
others want to, let's assume other JCI members want to do a similar project, they are really excited and inspired by your project. What would you recommend? What are your like key learnings or main recommendations from your experience of doing this project?
Okay, so thank you. Well, it's a tricky question. But the reason I said it's a tricky question is because every project area and the need analysis for that specific project area, it's sort of different. And everything has its own unique flavor. But there are some common, let's say, features or amplifiers that one needs to focus. And one might be to focusing more on the decentralized populace, and not to focus, well, everyone should focus equally in every segment of the society, that is like rural, semi-urban or urban. But I would humbly request to focus more on the extremely remote areas, mostly where there are many natural hill barriers, or river barriers, or there are like the logistics in those places where it's not enough to support another functional, fully automated economy, and where, in a nutshell, where the people need it. So everyone should focus on where the need is required, rather than not to over empower the people who has already the support and supervision. So and to take time, at least I would say I took around 3 to 4 weeks to assess every single detail. So attention to detail would be another thing to achieve the greater success. And lastly, that I would like to add is everyone wants to go big, everyone wants to create a very big impact. But what I try to focus, that I believe in this project. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to implement this idea into the thought processes of 5 only different people. So because I believe catering these 5 people will create a better environment, because they will be replicating these all by themselves. So I don't have to over focus on a lot of people. I just need to focus on these 5 people who I started with, and the nature will take care of the rest. So yeah, so all these 3 things. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Very good point. To start smaller and then grow when you have more resources and when you see the success, for example. Thank you so much, dear Shafayat. That was really very good insights, and good luck also for continuing with the project and the further development of it. And again, if there are any comments and questions, you can just note down to your audience in the comments as comments in the chat. And with that, I would also like to introduce the second project that we have today. For this, I'll introduce the two speakers for this next project. They are both from JCI Tunisia. So the first is Dorra Karoui. She is an actual consultant and a local director of official programs with JCI RISE. And one of her paramount missions work consists of assessing and quantifying risks, including climate risk. This pursuit intertwined with her dedication to the safeguarding of our environment and has ignited a profound commitment within towards the PRESTo project, the project that we will hear about in a few moments. And the other speaker is Nesrine Zaiem. She's a computer science graduate, driven by a passion for sustainability and technologies role. She holds a bachelor's in computer science, which fuels her exploration of tech-driven sustainability solutions. She's dedicated to a greener future, focusing on reducing carbon footprints and championing eco-friendly practices. As a JCI RISE advisor within the local organization JCI RISE, she also coordinates the PRESTo project, all driven by the shared mission to ignite positive change in the local and global communities. And so I would say the floor is yours to tell us more about the PRESTo project. Thank you.
Thank you, Manuela. It's a great pleasure to be here with you presenting our project. 1 minute. So Tunisia is one of the Mediterranean countries most affected by climate change. Rise in temperatures and depletion of natural resources significantly impacted urban and rural population and quality of life. Building resilience and adapting to climate change requires active engagement and awareness from society. So the local civil society plays a vital role in improving living conditions and preserving the environment and resources. Thus, we have decided to be part of a PRESTo project that aims to promote the local NGO capacity building for climate adaptation strategies and improved project management to engage the community and foster positive environment behavior. So, thanks to the support of JCI Tunisia, we're excited to be here today to introduce our PRESTo project. Participating in this program will provide us with professional guidance and help us develop crucial skills in areas like climate change, adaptation, and project cycle management, from planning to evaluation. This will enhance our ability to meet beneficiary needs and significantly contribute to promoting sustainable development in the region. Especially in desert. It's alarming to note that in desert, 60% of green spaces have suffered damage. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. Our planet is crying out for help. It is our duty to take actions. We must commit to the restoration and investment in our town, working diligently to heal our damaged green areas and foster a more sustainable and vibrant environment for our community. Project goals. This presents significant opportunities for us to connect and share information, as well as engage with the new and highly skilled individuals. Additionally, the training session, especially those focusing on critical topics like climate change, have been incredibly enriching, contributing to our personal growth and development. We are presently engaged in a program consisting of 3 primary stages. Initially, we are undergoing training in climate change adaptation and project management. Secondly, we are actively participating in workshops aimed at fostering environmental awarenesses and sustainable. Finally, we will be in the process of organizing micro-projects focused on community climate adaptation with the funding from CHEFA. For the project success, I would like to leave it to Dorra.
Okay. Thank you, Nesrine. So for the project success, we'd like to, these slides are, yes. So when we talk about the project success, it's essential to align our conversation with the goals that we set to achieve. In the context of this phase of the project, success to us means that participating in at least 75% of trainings and workshops held between various organizations of civil society. We are delighted to announce that we have been consistently present in all previous trainings and sessions that have been presented by professionals and experts of the industry and the field of climate change and climate justice. So this step of the project consists of 5 cycles. Each cycle is divided into 50% trainings about ongoing climate change, necessary adaptation measures, and climate justice, and the various themes, and 50% of workshops where participants can apply their acquired skills from the training. During those sessions, we have been collaborating with 25 regional associations, totaling in 50 members, aiming to raise public awareness about environmental issues and work on protecting our environment. We have successfully completed 1 cycle out of 5, with the remaining 4 in progress. I would like to talk about the SDG we have been working on this project. So we wanted to strategically align our efforts with several development goals to maximize our positive impact. Throughout our training programs, we are working on SDG 11, which is about making our cities a better and safer places to live, and we want to make our cities kinder and safer places. We have been working as well on SDG 12 as well. It's about using things efficiently and making less waste. For the next steps, we're planning on working on SDG 8 and of course 3. Both are integral to create a better world where people can lead healthy lives and have equal opportunities. Our project is actually still in progress. It is not yet finished. We are planning in the next more steps to be more practical, to be in project in motion and micro projects. So yes, so lastly but not least, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to be presenting our project. I would like also to address a huge thank you to our team, JCI RISE for their work and for their believing in this project. We would like to thank also CHEFA, the be funding our project. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you so much for doing this project, which is it's great to see how you do from the training for raising awareness for the environment to also how can we work on the growth. So not only think about environment, but also how can this affect and can we combine environment and the business growth. And so thank you so much for the project and the great work, the efforts that you have taken for this project. Also here for our audience, if you have any comments, questions, then please note them down to the comments on YouTube. We might not have the chance to answer them directly during our session, but we'll do it in the comments and come back to you, of course, to reply to them. So let us know what you think about the project. And with this, I also have for you the questions. When you highlighted the 4 SDGs that you are focusing on with this project, maybe you like to a little bit further elaborate, especially maybe the economic growth part, why you think this is important to work on that SDG.
Yes, of course. These SDGs are about making our world better for the people and for the planet. And so achieving these goals will lead us to a more prosperous and sustainable future for both current and future generations. And will contribute to an comprehensive approach to sustainable development. So we think it's very important to strategically work with the SDGs and to make a better impact overall for our project.
Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. I think the SDGs are, we heard before, the need analysis. So it can also be a good source for need analysis. Or to vice versa, when you have the information about the needs, then also to connect it with the SDGs for the bigger picture in that sense. Yeah, very good point. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And then, of course, it's a question. I assume that you will inspire with your project others to do such a project too. And what are your key learnings or recommendations to others when they want to do this project? What are your learnings, recommendations?
Okay, so we've been working for this project for several months now, and we certainly have some recommendations. So the first thing first, I would like to advise to set clear goals and achievable goals for our projects. Also, it's very important to involve the community to ensure project aligns with our needs. We're working with 25 regional associations, which is very great, which made our network very large, and we're having much more ideas, and we're being enlightened about our community needs and about what we can do to our planet, to our environment. Also, we have to understand understand our needs and understand the climate. Our project is about climate change, so we have to be aware of the threats and the needs. Last but not least, it's all about the teamwork. It's all about collaborating with local groups. So it's always a good pleasure, or it's always a good idea to collaborate with everyone to make the impact large and to be positively impacting everybody.
I absolutely agree. To do such a project, to set it up, it's always a lot of work. It's also a lot of frustration because some things don't work as they should work. And then when it's done finally and you see the success, it really gives you also a really positive motivation and energy back for continuing, right? So to do another project, to do the next project, to continue with that project. You have plans, right, to continue with the PRESTo project and further elaborated, right? Yeah.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much, Manuela.
Yeah, thank you. thank both of you, Dorra and Nesrine, for all the efforts and for presenting today.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is ours, actually.
Both back in the video, fantastic to see the both speakers and project managers. Yes. And with this, we are already coming more or less to the end of this session. We heard from two amazing projects with really great impact. I'm really happy to, I mean, I also get excited a bit. Maybe you realize it as well, that when I hear your stories, your projects, the lives that you impact with your project, it really also excites me and inspires me for further projects. So thank you so much for sharing your project. I hope that also some other local organizations and members will take the opportunity to do some more projects in that sense too. Maybe to show all of our speakers today, you can turn on your cameras for a short last wrap-up. Again, dear audience, if you have questions, comments, let us know. It's great to get the feedback from all over the world. You are looking and watching what we do. So it's also very interesting for us, the SDG committee. You see also my SDG committee member, Naomi, from Asia here, and also from headquarters. You see Natalia, and then when we know more about your project, what you do to share and see the great impact of JCI and all our communities around the world. And if you want to know more about us, about the projects that we do, the RISE Summit has just started. It was the first session of in total 3. So I like to finally then share with you a QR code where you can find more information on the website. So you can find more information there, see more projects there, learn more about our projects that you have heard so far. And of course, be back then tomorrow for the next session about workforce motivation. And learn more about 3 more projects tomorrow. But thanks again today for the 3 of you presenting your projects, and thanks to the audience as well. It was really great to hear more from you. And so for the final information, please find the QR code, use the QR code for our website and more information about the Virtual RISE Summit and our projects in JCI. Thank you so much.